every golfer that has one goal they think of. For some people, it's breaking 100. For others, it's breaking 90, then breaking 80. Mine is to become a scratch golfer. Problem is, I'm nowhere close. So come along with me. Today I'm on Pinehurst number 8 on the blue tees. How am I going to do? It's a tough course. I do hit longer these days, so let's see how it goes. See you on the course.
Okay, Pinehurst number 8, blue tees, 15 handicapper. Taking a look at the first tee into the first green. Let's see, can I hit a really good drive off the bat? Ooh, that sounded good. There's that confidence I need today. All right, we're off and running. I'm not sure the whole round's going to go like this, but I'll take whatever I can get. 284 on the first tee. Love it. Never happened in real life. Got myself a little wedge. Kind of hit that a little left. Whoa, I got all of that. So I said lately I've been hitting short with irons. I've been trying to throw the golf club, the club head, at the ball, and suddenly I'm hitting long again. So great shot, bad outcome. Now I got to backtrack. Let's see how that went. There we go. All right. Do I get a 2-putt? Do I at least get a bogey? I got a bogey. All right. Breaking my streak of double bogey on the first tee. All right, on to hole number 2. Fairway looks a little wiggly. Narrow fairways for sure. All right, let's see if I can hit one and make a fairway here. Looks like another good hit. Are we gonna stay on the fairway? Yes. Staying on the fairway, off to the right, but it looks like I have a good view of the green from here. I think that was uphill, or maybe just a little slower swing speed. Looks like I'm hitting 3-wood. Into the bunker. All right. Not what I was hoping for. You know, at some point, I focus mostly on solid contact and not topping the ball. Here's a hybrid. I think I hit the lip here, probably. Nope, looks like I got cleanly out. And I almost hit exactly where I was aiming, which is satisfying. But as I was saying, you know, the stage of golf where you're just trying to make contact and just trying to hit. But at some point, you also got to start... oh, that looked a little weird. You also have to start being tactical about it as well. And that's the phase I'm just sort of getting into. Oh, look at this. That's a nice happy spot. That should be a 2-putt, which would be a par. Actually, I'm sorry, bogey. All right, here we go, on to the third. So yeah, learning to be more tactical, I think, is the next stage in my development, other than still keeping clean contact, which is not always a given for me. Driver. That looked like a little bit of a pull. Just a slight pull. Looking over to the left. Do I get the fairway? I do. Good swing speed. Wow, 4.5. That's really good for me. Gap wedge from 112, 21 feet up. I think this was short. This was actually a tactical mistake. I don't think I would hit a gap wedge 112 and 20, 30 feet up either way. That should have been a pitching wedge. Making it worse is I get more backspin these days, so when I hit it short and it hits a fairway or the fringe, it just spins back off of it anyway. Oh, that was horrible. That's actually something that I do sometimes in real life, like a lot. And I think I kind of lucked out a little bit here because it did put it in the 25-yard range, which would probably be a 3-putt. Yeah. But that's just losing concentration and wiping the club across the ball rather than striking the ball with the club head, which is something I'm trying to be more aware of, right? You're using the club head to throw the ball. Okay, looks like a solid hit. Little tiny draw on it. Am I going to clear the sand? I am not going to clear. Oh, no. Oh, I remember this now too because I have a long way to go, but I've got a lip right in front of me. So what do you think I should do? You think I should go for it? Send me a comment if you thought that this was the right way to do this. I took an 8-iron out just to try to get back on the fairway. Which, okay, I probably could have hit that better, but let me know in the comments if you thought that was a smart move rather than just trying to whack it away. Back on the fairway now. That's hit number 3. Pulled a little left, but I got the right distance, and I'll take a shot like that any day. And looks like I got a 3-putt on that as well. You know, this auto putting system is kind of a double-edged sword, but because my SC400 Pro is really not good under 25 yards in terms of chips and things like that, it's really the only way I have to go, and sometimes I'm at the mercy of it. Although, I think it's pretty realistic. I mean, I'm not the most fantastic putter. There we go, just a little to the left. Not bad, still on, well, it's going to roll down a little bit, maybe. That's fringe-ish, or fairway-ish. They call that fringe. That's good. You know, so in real life, I definitely need to get better at putting. So I think it's pretty accurate when it's, I think, outside of 15 yards or so. It's definitely a 3-putt, and then somewhere between 10 and 15 yards, it kind of depends whether it's going to be a 2-putt or not. It keeps this as honest as humanly possible, given the fact that I don't actually chip under 25 yards. Or pitch, simply because my launch monitor is just not that accurate, and that's what a $600 launch monitor gets you with an outside net. But bang for the buck, this is really good for me. That's a good drive as well. I just happen to live in a house, have a garage, but it's low ceiling garage. I really don't have high enough ceiling except for one room, which is where the family likes to hang out, so they don't really want to have a giant simulator in there. It's a 3-wood. And so this is really my, that's the launch angle bug. So it probably said something like 200 yards, but it didn't read the launch angle, and E6 turns that into a putt, basically. So sometimes I have to take my medicine on this, right? I don't want to take mulligans. I want this to go towards my virtual handicap. And So I go with it. Sometimes it comes off of a drive, especially a really good drive, and it doesn't read it because it's a little bit low, like almost like a stinger. And in those situations, my second shot, I'll just tee up again and hit with a drive. And I feel like that's not necessarily cheating because I kind of got robbed of that. Oof, that was really good. I've actually done that in real life a couple of times. So, I know this is fairly realistic, fairly realistic. Although sometimes I wonder if it's kind of smoothing out the curve of my trajectories. So it makes me feel like I'm hitting straighter than I am. My drives in real life are pretty good. And I think I mentioned in a previous video that my iron play is still pretty horrible in real life. And it's because I just keep coming back to this mental habit of doing this swing that sucks. Whereas when I'm on the simulator, I can clear my mind and get into that. This was just unlucky. It was a little bit to the left. Not bad. That's still in play. So I need to play a round soon where I've kind of worked out my iron swing again, thinking about what I've been doing wrong. This was a pitching wedge from 120 down 15 feet. And that's looking like it's going to be pretty good. See if I can hold the green on that one. Just rolling off the fringe. So this round's going, I would say, pretty well. That was a 3-putt gimme. This course is very challenging. It's really, especially from blue tees. See, I'm +8 on the 8th, so tracking at a 90 at the moment. That was a little bit of a cut shot. Almost got to the green. Was I trying to drive the green? Yeah, I remember I was trying to drive the green. I got so close. And it's going to roll all the way down the hill. So that's the punishment you get for trying to drive the green.
No.
Oh, this was a par 3. I just used a driver again. So yeah, so this par 3 was really long, like intimidatingly long. And that looks familiar to most amateur golfers. That was kind of annoying. So I went from maybe saving bogey to getting double bogey, but it was, yeah, because that's a 5. 1, 2, and 3 was a 5. So double bogey on that hole was not ideal. But these swooping holes were really nice. I hope one day I can actually play this in real life. I think I got pretty aggressive here, but I was hitting slightly right, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, do I clear? I did clear this one. That's good. Actually, I hit that pretty well. I hit it right pretty much to my intended pin. See, I can see now as I'm looking at it, I just don't have quite the snap that I normally have. So a little bit short, but it did roll on the green in this case, so not bad. My irons are still short, for sure. I go through these cycles of being able to hit irons really well and then going back to short. Part of it, I think, is just the ability to believe that you're going to hit the ball well so that you can swing freely rather than trying to over-control it. Par 49. I skied that one, right? Oh, it was even worse because it gave me I launched it so high I didn't think it read the launch angle correctly, and so it just kind of putted it So in this case, I made a compromise and I said, you know what? I'm just going to hit off a tee again. Not redo the shot. Just going to hit off a tee over here and try to get myself back into a reasonable spot. I mean, it wouldn't have been that long to begin with. But it wouldn't have been that short either. So that was a little compromise I had to make today. Let's go left.
Yeah.
That's actually a pretty common miss for me when I suddenly lose confidence in my driver. There's a little punch job, a little 5-iron punch. Kind of went off the tree. That's a pretty common occurrence with me on the real course, the 5-iron puncher. So 54 degree. A little bit pulled. All right, I mean, this is golf for me. I'm pretty happy with what I'm doing so far. Nice little draw on that one. Hitting fairways. Nothing wrong with hitting fairways. Club speed 103. I think I said before, but now I'm hybrid off the ground. Trying to get it up maybe slightly before that bunker, which I managed to do, but in the rough, not on the fairway as I kind of hoped. My driver swing speed is really comfortably in the low 100s now, sometimes mid 100s, which is about 10 to 12 degrees faster than I was swinging at the beginning of this year. Okay, pin high. Again, only using the 54 degree wedge today, not the 58. And to replace the 58, I threw in a 5-wood. So I opted to go with longer club selection than wedge selection. There's another sky. Oh, that's embarrassing. At least it made the runoff. Past the ladies' tee. That's a pretty common miss. Actually, not as common anymore. That used to be a common miss. Now my miss is the pull hook. There's another 4 hybrid. Overhit, well overhit. 4 hybrid, 3-wood, and now even the 5-wood. I've kind of developed a comfortable swing for those, and I'm starting to hit them longer. And critically starting to miss-hit them a lot less. This little pitch over the sand, 54 degree. And she generates some backspin. 5,300. Not spectacular. 2-putted. Kind of a beautiful shot going in. You got the water in the background. Off the tee, I believe. that off a simulator tee. A low one. And honestly, just underclubbed that. That's 196 with my hybrid is about right. I just probably should have hit it 3-wood, or maybe even that 5-wood that I put in the bag. It was a missed opportunity. Oh, the short pitch with my SC400 Pro launch monitor. Never know what you're going to get yourself into. Almost rolled it off the end of the green. Ah, yes. Then you get to the next hole and you get to fire over this lake with the sand trap there daring you to carry it into a nice approach. And so I decided to go with what is the confident way of doing this, and I fire it over the sand trap. Does it make it? Does it make it? Oh! Alright, I got a little lucky. Just made it. A little bit of risk reward on that one. So now I'm thinking, keep it right. Short is probably bad. So I'm going to go long. Now the screen says a 7-iron, but I'm pretty sure I picked up a 6-iron and forgot to change it. So my goal here is, I'm in the rough, a little bit less power. I really want to get it over the water and trap distance so that they're out of play. A little bit of that signature pull right now. Let's see, do I get the distance? Yes. Alright, that's like pretty much exactly what I was thinking, and I think that worked out pretty well. Looks like I was pretty happy too. Okay, I think I'm about plus 20 now, coming into this next hole. Plus 20 on the 15. I'm currently 5 shots, trending 5 shots over bogey. And that was not a good hit. I believe I had a 7 or a 6-iron for that one. I forgot what the distance was, but clearly I hit that half the distance I wanted to. And then this sand wedge shot, felt like I did a lot worse on it, but got it on the green. Managed to get it on the green. That's another one. That's probably now plus 21. Again, for me, I always have to think to myself, bogey golf is my par. So getting bogeys is a par. Getting a par is like a birdie. And don't get too many birdies or eagles. Alright. Big hit carry, trying to get it right between the sand traps. And I said, you know what, now let's just go in the sand trap instead. I can always practice my long range sand shots. So I had a decision to make here, and this is where I think my course management is starting to get better. I pulled a 9-iron out, figuring get a little extra distance. Go get it to roll out. And I'm thinking that's green. It's actually a green. It says fringe. In this game, I'm not sure if fringe is green in regulation. Oh, there's another bogey then. You know, clearly I'd like to get more pars, and hitting good approach shots is, I think, the biggest area that I need to improve on. I've gotten the drives pretty well, and I chip around the green pretty decently. My putting's gotten a lot better. Well, my putting used to be absolutely terrible. But my approach shots need improvement. I can hit the fairway most of the time with the driver, or just off the rough, off the fairway. But let's take a look. This was a pretty good drive. I still have 256 on this one, so I think I pull out the hybrid. Actually, I changed my mind. I went to the 6-iron. So here I am laying up. Again, more course management maturity at this point. And I kind of put it where I was thinking of putting it. That's going to leave me about 105 yards, which, you know, should be attack wedge for me. Gap wedge. And I give it a good old whack. Now, it looks like it selected sand wedge on there, but I'm trying to look at the shaft of that club, and I'm pretty sure that's the gap wedge. Because both of my 54-degree wedges, 58-degree wedges have different shafts. They're not graphite. Coming up to the beautiful hole, the 18th, back to the clubhouse. Definite cambering in the fairway, up to a crowning rosing up green. So here comes the drive incoming. I marked my spot where I wanted to hit it, and I hit it pretty much to that spot. I mean, it's easy, right? That's really nice, though, that every once in a while I can actually do something I want to do with the ball. You know, I'm hoping that's the first sign of going up to a next level of player. This was a 175, 20 feet up. It looks like it was a 5-iron. Hit like it was a 5-iron. I think I finally, towards the end of this round, was comfortable enough to swing the 5-iron correctly and actually get good distance out of it. Okay, so shot a 96. You know, blue tees at Pinehurst 8, 7,100 yards. I'm not disappointed. I'm not happy, if I'm being completely honest, but I'm not disappointed or disillusioned. Considering 6 months ago, this would be a typical score for me to play on white tees at my municipal. So that's it for now. Hopefully you made it all the way through. If you did, definitely subscribe to me. I will be doing more of these videos. If you like the video, please go ahead, give it a like, and I will see you out on the course.